Good evening, you're watching the evening bulletin of Northeast Wave Shots with me Pratima Sharma. Here are the headlines. Starting off with the national news. India crosses 94.62 crore mark in nationwide COVID-19 vaccination drive. Union Minister for Communications Ashwini Vaishnav greeted Universal Postal Union and Postal Family on World Postal Day. World Post Day is celebrated each year on 9th of October to mark the anniversary of establishment of the Universal Postal Union in 1874. Prime Minister Modi will launch Indian Space Association on Monday at 11 am via video conferencing. He will also interact with representatives of the space industry on this landmark occasion. Indian Space Association is the premier industry association of space and satellite companies, which aspires to be the collective voice of the Indian space industry. It will undertake policy advocacy and engage with all stakeholders in the Indian space domain, including the government and its agencies. Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy has written a letter to Prime Minister Modi seeking his urgent intervention to tide over the energy crisis in Andhra Pradesh. In a major setback to the state government, Andhra Pradesh High Court directed it not to proceed with construction of houses under its flagship program Navaratnalu Pedalandirikilu in the land allotted to the beneficiaries until a report submitted by a special committee modifying the layouts. Delhi medical student shot dead inside university campus in Gurgaon. The victim was a fourth-year Bachelor of Ayurvedic Medicine and Surgery, student at Sri Guru Gobind Singh Tri-Centenary University in Gurgaon. He was allegedly shot dead inside the campus of SGT University in Gurugram. Attackers are law students that include a female student. It is suspected that the victim was having a dispute with the accused over passing some comments on the female student. 32 construction sites in Delhi fined for violating dust control norms. A fine of ₹5 lakh was imposed earlier on L&T for violation of dust mitigation guidelines at a construction site near Pragati Maidan. Jammu and Kashmir. 2 people personnel were injured in a terror attack in Manjgam, Jammu and Kashmir's Kulgam district on Saturday. Karnataka's Congress leader Siddaramaiah on 9th of October once again questioned JD intentions behind fielding Muslim candidates from Sindagi and Hangal Assembly constituency, where by-elections are being held on 30th of October. Maharashtra. CBI Chief Subodh Kumar Jaiswal has been summoned by the cyber cell of the Mumbai Police in connection with the leak of Maharashtra Intelligence Department's data on police transfers and posting that had spawned a political row and the case being heard by the Bombay High Court. Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddham Thackeray and Union Minister Narayan Rane has shared a stage on 9th of October as they inaugurated an airport in Sindhudurg district. Fuel price hike. Mumbai became first metro city to see diesel price cross ₹100. The price of petrol in Delhi rose to its highest ever level of ₹103.84 a litre and ₹109.83 per litre in Mumbai. Rajya Sabha MP and Shiv Sena leader Sanjay Rawat on Friday issued a legal notice to the BJP state president Chandrakant Patil for his alleged defamatory comments linking him and his wife Versa to the PMC Bank scam. Uttar Pradesh CM Yogi Adityanath said no arrest will be made without evidence in the Lakhimpur Kheri violence case and termed opposition leaders heading to meet the bereaved families as no goodwill messengers. Ashish Mishra, the accused in Lakhimpur violence case, has been arrested by the police. After medical examination, Ashish will be produced before the court on Sunday. Telangana. Hyderabad Airport will receive ₹6,300 crores to increase its capacity to 34 million passengers, announced Anthony Crombie's Deputy CEO GMR Airports Limited at the Indo-French Investment Conclave 2021 in Hyderabad on Friday. Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao held the Andhra Pradesh government responsible for the centre issuing gazette in July, taking over all irrigation projects on Krishna and Godavari rivers under its control. Bollywood actor Shah Rukh Khan's driver was summoned by the Narcotics Control Bureau (NCB) on Saturday over the anti-drug raid on a cruise ship last week that has led to the arrest of 18 people, including A-listener son Aryan. The NCB on Saturday conducted searches at the residence and office of film producer Imtiaz Khatri here in connection with the seizure of drugs from a cruise ship. Moving forward with the defense news, the next round of high-level military talks between India and China to take forward the disengagement process in remaining friction points along the line of actual control in eastern Ladakh is expected to take place on Sunday. Army Chief General M.M. Naravane, who began his two-day visit to Eastern Ladakh on Friday, said, Indian soldiers are fully ready in every possible way to deal with any eventuality in Eastern Ladakh. On the occasion of 72 Territorial Army Raising Day, Cycle Expedition Rally was conducted at National War Memorial on 9th of October 2021. On 1st of October 1920, the Indian Territorial Force Bill was passed, resulting in the reorganization of the Territorial Army into two separate wings, namely the Auxiliary Force and the Indian Territorial Force. Territorial Army Act was passed in 1948 and the Territorial Army was formally inaugurated by the first Indian Governor-General Sri S. Rajagopalachari on 9th of October 1949. The date is being celebrated as Prime Minister's TA Day parade every year. The Territorial Army is part of regular army and its present role is to relieve the regular army from static duties and assist civil administration in dealing with natural calamities and maintenance of essential services in situations where life of the communities is affected or the security of the country is threatened, and to provide units for regular army as and when required. Moving forward with the international news. India and Denmark inked 4 agreements and decided to expand cooperation. The agreement was signed in the field of skill development and entrepreneurship, traditional knowledge digital library, establishing a center of excellence towards natural refrigerants for tropical climates with potential applications, and on mapping of groundwater resources and aquifers. India-UK set in motion concrete plans for clean energy transition in power sector. The dignitaries welcomed the Roadmap 2030 for India-UK future relations launched by both the Prime Minister Modi and Boris Johnson during virtual summit. The military build-up by China in the Eastern Ladakh region and new infrastructure development to sustain the large-scale deployment are matters of concern, and India has been keeping a close watch on all the activities by the Chinese PLA Chief of Army Staff General M.M. Naravane said. Moving forward with the world news. China's President Xi Jinping said on Saturday that peaceful reunification with Taiwan will be and can be realized, as tensions between Beijing and Taipei showed days after record numbers of Chinese warplanes crossed into the Democratic Islands air defense zone. Taliban say that they won't work with US to contain Islamic State. Senior Taliban officials and US representatives are to meet Saturday and Sunday in Doha, the capital of the Persian Gulf state of Qatar. Officials from both sides have said issues including reining in extremist groups and the evacuation of foreign citizens and Afghans from the country. France will launch a campaign for the worldwide abolition of the death penalty as part of its upcoming presidency of the European Union, President Emmanuel Macron said. More than 100 people have been killed or missing after 9 interlocking canoes sank in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. 61 bodies were recovered. The ship was actually 9 traditional wooden canoes known as pirogues, all tied together. Among the victims were street vendors and students traveling to the provincial capital, Bamba. The US has condemned the suicide bomber attack on a mosque in northern Afghanistan that killed at least 46 people, saying it is an enormous tragedy and people of that country deserve better. A new river of lava belched Saturday from the La Palma volcano, spreading more destruction on the Atlantic Ocean island, where over 1,000 buildings have already been engulfed or badly damaged by streams of molten rock. Singapore extends vaccinated travel lane scheme to 8 more countries. Fully vaccinated travelers from Canada, Denmark, France, Italy, the Netherlands, Spain, United Kingdom and the United States will be able to enter Singapore from 19th of October. The United States has approved a nearly $1 billion sale of 12 Sikorsky MH-60R Black Hawk helicopters to Australia, the Defense Security Cooperation Agency announced. Coming to the end, let's look at the COVID update. India reported 18,166 new COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours, the lowest single-day rise in nearly 7 months. The country also reported 214 deaths due to coronavirus. The active COVID-19 cases in India comprise 0.68% of the total infections, the lowest since March 2020. The active case load at present is 230,971, lowest in 208 days. The national COVID-19 recovery rate was recorded at 97.99%, highest since March 2020. At least 23,624 recoveries in the last 24 hours took the total number of recoveries to 3,32,71,915 in India. With this, we come to the end of today's bulletin. Keep watching Northeast Web Shots. We are also available on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram and Twitter. This is me, Pratima Sharma, signing off for today. Good night.